Welcome everybody to yet another Coffee Time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and I yap into the void. Well met, today we're having a latte in one of my cat mugs. His name is Severo. Anybody that watches my live streams will know this fella. He kind of looks like a chunky cloud, so that's the nickname for him. But I didn't want to talk about cats today, or you know what, maybe. My initial thought for this video was like, let's talk about the rat lady, let's talk about Jane. Because I was sitting there thinking, if I could M6 a character, you know, just snap my finger and have an M6 character, which one would I pick? And now I have Ellen and I have Caesar at M6. I have nobody else close. So those two are obviously out of the question. Obviously those two were my first picks. Ellen I was super lucky on. I did not plan on M6ing her. It just kind of happened. Caesar though, I went hard from the get-go. I knew I was getting her. But apart from those, like, who would I pick? And my first thought was like, Jane. Then I read, I started reading on Jane's M6. And I'm like, is this really the most fun one? So while in the passion state, Jane's crit rate increased by 20% and crit damage by 40%. Now, this is all, kind of well and done. But as anybody that's played Jane knows, her, the 90% of her damage comes from her assaults. Her critable assaults, and they are not affected by crit rate or crit damage. They're all connected to her anomaly proficiency. So, let's continue reading. After any squad member inflicts assault, Jane instantly enters the passion state. Now, this is the fun part of it, because this incentivizes, now running, Piper or other physical agents together with her even more. So, after that, she enters the passion state and gains max passion stream. When assault triggers a critical hit, Jane performs an additional attack on the target, dealing physical damage equal to 1,600% of her anomaly proficiency. So unless I'm being stupid, it would be 16 times this one. And let's put the engine on. I've been doing some Shiyu clearing with my A rank, so I had Piper borrowing her engine. So yeah, out of all of the M6s, I'm not sure it would be the most fun one. Had it instead, I don't know, factored in that, her crit rate and crit damage actually did, in fact matter with her assaults. Maybe. Then I realized the kind of M6s I like the very most is when a character that isn't necessarily a carry becomes a carry. Take Caesar, for example. On Caesar's M6, so Caesar doesn't do a lot of damage. She does a lot of days, but she doesn't do a lot of damage, and she buffs, she debuffs. I love her. She's an excellent character in the game, but she doesn't necessarily do a lot of damage. But with her EX special, every time you do an assist follow-up, or the shield bash, you time the parry with the EX special, that becomes a crit. And the damage gets increased by a lot, and she gains crit rate increased by 30%, and the crit damage increases by 60% for 15 seconds, whenever you use the EX special or the assist follow-up. So, this literally turns Caesar into a carry, and I'm actually making a showcase of, my M6 Caesar. So, I like this type of character. That when they get to a certain level, they become a carry. I was looking at Bernice's one. This one is alright. There's a lot of text. It's not a bad one. All in all, it just kind of, makes the numbers go up a little bit, doesn't it? Now, Ellen is one of the one I had M6 on. And her M6, it might not be the craziest one in the game, but I do appreciate that it, changes the way she plays by quite a bit. So, when Ellie uses an EX special attack, chain attack, or gains quick charge, her penetration increases by 20% for 6 seconds. She also gains a 1 stack of Feast Begins up to a maximum of 3 stacks, with 3 stacks of the Feast Begins. Using a charged scissor strike during dash attack, Octi ambush consumes all stacks, increasing the damage of the current attack by 250%. Like, this makes you go in... Like, doing your charged up running attacks becomes more important, and I think those are kind of fun. Like, those are the moments I really do feel like a shark. And, you know, that's kind of a nice feeling. Yanagi doesn't have a bad one at all. Like, quite busted. The Shinra Bunch state gets increased to 30 seconds instead of... I think Shinra Bunch is 15 right now, right? And, you know, it buffs her polarity disorder and... buffs her energy management. It's, like, definitely not a bad one. We could obviously go over the... Like, the standard banner characters ones. Although, in general, they don't have, you know, they don't have the coolest stuff. Like, they're kind of basic. A lot of the standard banner, like M6's, would be an event banner's M1 in terms of, like, you know, what it does for the power level. That being said, I do believe the Soldier has, you know, one of the more impactful M6's from the standard banner. Now, what I'd really like to see would be Lighter, because once again, Lighter is not a carry. He does a lot of damage, like he does more damage than any other stunner, but like with M6, I mean, boy oh boy. If anybody in chat, you know, or sorry, in chat, I'm used to streaming, if anybody watching has an M6 Lighter, please, can I play around with him? How much would 1 hour with your M6 Lighter cost me? Let's talk. Yujuan has a quite a cool one. When Yujuan consumes a total of 12 enhanced shot shells, he receives the Ether Afterglow effect, and the energy cost of the next EX special is reduced by 30. Launching an EX special attack will consume Ether Afterglow and shoot an additional 4-bullet Ether Buckshot. Each extra bullet deals damage equal to 220% of Surgeon's attack. I know I have someone in the community that has an M6 Yujuan. This one, you know, also sounds kind of fun. I would love to see this one in action. Not necessarily sure I would pick it. So Xingyi is like, you know, quite simply worded, but it is a cool one. The interrupt level of basic attack and Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms. So that is the one where she like attacks very rapidly around her, I do believe. It's greatly increased, so more interrupt level, and the crit damage is increased by an additional 100%. When Xingyi hits an enemy with a basic attack and Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, the target attribute damage resist is reduced by 20% for 15 seconds. This is also a super cool one, and once again, if anybody has an M6 Xingyi, which I've not heard anybody have, I would, you know, love to play around with that. Have we done all of the event battle characters? We might have. So, with all of that being checked out, you know, I just love using Jane. And apart from the Calendar Girls, I do believe that Jane, you know, is kind of the coolest character they've released. Apart from Ellen. I think Ellen is really cool. It's just, you know, there is so much, you know, charisma and character to Jane. So, and using her is a freaking blast. I recently put out a video, like, ranking my favorite 4 characters to use. I put Jane as, you know, quite high up there. So just out of usage, as fun as it would be to, like, you know, have, you know, snap my fingers and have an M6 Xingyi, I barely use Xingyi, although if I had an M6 one, I'd probably do it, you know, more. But yeah, would we stick with Jane? But I say that Jane is the one I would pick. Or would we go with Mocktail's Mixer's Ash? Should have a little bit more of a look on Lighter. Let's recovery efficiency increased by 20% to its original value. You know, I just feel like this one is quite freaking crazy. Like, Jane's isn't bad at all. I just... Damn it! I'm torn between saying lighter or Jane. Okay, you know what? If I could just snap my fingers and get an M6 character. Oh, this is a hard pick, but you know what? I'm gonna say lighter just because I do love when a non-carry turns into a carry with their M6. And I do wish that you know, Jane's very front-loaded damage with her assaults would benefit more of the crit rate and crit damage of this. Although it would lead to a lot of passion states, and the passion states is fun. Okay, no, scrap it. Scrap it. If I could pick, it would be M6 Jane. Even more passion state means even more fun, means being even more like speedy on the battlefield. Damn it all to hell, we're going with Jane. If I could pick one M6, it would be Jane. So, dear viewer, if you could snap your fingers and get any character at M6, which one would you pick? And I'm honestly excited to like hear all of you. I'm expecting I'm gonna see some Yanagi fans. Which, by the way, on the other Coffee Time video I made where I ranked my favorite 4 characters to play, it was so fun, like, you know, just seeing how different, you know, how different everybody's taste is. Like, I don't think anybody said Grace though, poor Grace. But we had some Yugen enjoyers, we had some Xingyi enjoyers, we had a lot of Jane enjoyers, a lot of Yanagi enjoyers, some fellow Ellen enjoyers. I was like, did someone say Bernice? Surely my partner must have if she's watched it. But yeah, let me know. If you could snap your finger and just pick one M6 character, which one would it be? And we're getting close with Khalida. I do believe that she's the one I lost the most with the 50s to. Mayhaps Lycon. No, only Lycon M2. Please stay that way. I don't need more. What does Khalida's M6 do? When each special chain attack or ultimate triggers an explosion that hits an enemy, it deals additional damage equal to 60% of Khalida's attack. Alright. Not bad, I guess, since it triggers on like both E special chain attack and ultimate. So it kind of plays into, you know, the kind of M6 I really like with, you know, it boosts the damage potential of a non-damage character. Kind of makes him a little bit more carry. And I promise you, once we get there, I'm gonna try and do a, you know, a carry Khalida showcase. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I put out Zenless content every goddamn day. So if you're into that, you know, stick around the channel. And yeah, I hope you have a goddamn blessed morning, a blessed coffee friend. I'm off in... So, my day actually started around midnight today. And we're expected to get like the first proper snowfall. And as a side gig, I kind of help out with, like, you know, plowing the snow in Sweden. So in about 4 hours I have to go and plow some snow. So it's gonna be a cold morning. But you know what else cold mornings? Warm coffee. Alright. Thank you everybody. Have a good day. Bye.